some of the home runs that were
Oh, dude,
that
there's a
were
long
hit at
list.
Houston Raceway Park. There's a long list of these. We compiled these over the last couple of days, and then we have my personal favorite, which we're gonna have some
Okay,
footage
let's
of.
let's start, and I'll just burn through these guys. I mean,
Okay.
and it's
Okay.
it's just a cool reminder, I think, of, and every track has this. I think tracks should be tasked with developing resumes, right? Like, what's your racetrack's resume? The racetrack down Houston Raceway Park, they have a really strong resume. First NHRA 4-second top fuel pass back in 1988. Gene Snow did the deed. John Force's 100th win in 2002. Also, his last win in Houston, which is kind of crazy because it's hard to imagine any place on the tour that he hasn't won in a decade or better. Erica Ender's first national event win ever, which came in Super Gas, but her first ever Wally came at Houston Raceway Park in 2004. She also won there in 2014 and 15. Matt Hagan's first career funny car win. Went on to become a funny car driver of the decade, a very deserving title, very fitting title for Matt Hagan. Vincent Nobile, son of John Nobile, becomes the youngest Pro Stock winner in history. That happened in 2011. Brittany Force comes back from a big crash in Pomona to win in Houston in 2018. Went number one with her dad there. The second quickest side-by-side run in the history of Top Fuel drag racing between Tony Schumacher and Steve Torrance in 2020. Aaron Stanfield, who's a Pro Stock sensation right now, right here and now, got 3 Wallies in one day down there. Won his first career Pro Stock event, won the Factory Shootout class, and also the Factory Shootout World Championship, all within a few hours. It was also the site of the first ever NHRA live television broadcast on ESPN, which I think is something that's, as media people, that's near and dear our hearts here. Did you remember that, Mike, that it was the first? I actually remember being there and remember because this was like at the height of Pro Mod getting pushed back.
Right.
Like they had, I believe, if I remember correctly, they had Pro Mod in the lanes, but had to go live for TV. And they're like, hey, all of y'all need to leave because we got to get Top Fuel and Funny Car back up here. And it was cool because it was some of my first experience personally was seeing the inner workings of a live television production and just seeing the pressure, the time constraints, et cetera, which have now become a real part of the sport of drag racing. But it's hard to believe that's
we're kind of spoiled by it now. The live, when we get quite a bit of live coverage, and that's something the ESPN days, man. I mean, it was cool. I think ESPN had its moment, but there toward the end, before Fox took over this partnership, it had really gotten pretty bad. I mean, to say 2013 was the first time it went live is kind of shocking.
Well, and this is, I don't mean to go down a rabbit hole, but you're right, man. We forget less than 10 years ago, you had to wait to find out, to watch the NHRA race. This is the highest level that exists in our sport. And you were literally clicking around on a Monday morning or waiting until 1 a.m. to watch the race on ESPN2. And to think about where we're at now, watching the NHRA event unfold immediately following a football game or immediately following a NASCAR race or before a NASCAR race on Big Fox, like FOX, not like the Ocho, right? I mean, literally Big Fox. It's a huge victory for the sport, not to mention the NHRA.TV. I mean, you can watch the whole damn thing from start to finish live as it unfolds. We're super spoiled, and we don't give enough credit to how far technology has come.